Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your May 30th, 2022 new moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Libra, let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of during this new moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have to be mindful of the changes that are coming and the way that we're perceiving this change. So there's something that's coming in, and I just feel it like a wind kind of knocking you kind of off balance just a little bit. And the Wheel of Fortune is a change, a new season, a new ideas, but we're not quite ready for them. So they're coming forward, and it's knocking us off our game. So just be aware of that we can think, oh, this isn't right. But remember, okay, so Spirit is saying, if it doesn't feel right for you and you don't feel ready for it, don't make it, work. Don't force it to work. But Spirit is also saying here that this change comes in, and it might be very overwhelming at first. But once we really start to accept the energy around us or work with the energy around us, all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I get this. It's kind of like roller skating. When you first roller skate or rollerblade, you're very unsure, and then you get a rhythm, and it's like, oh, okay, I can do this. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. So this is a trusting of our gut. This is our seeing ourselves openly and honestly. We're starting to see ourselves fall into alignment with what we want, with the way that we're moving forward, with our greater, vision for ourselves. It moves us then to our moon cards. So we're going to use Moonology and the Queen of the Moon cards, and we're going to see what they have to say. What the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Perfect. So I'm going to turn everything over all at once. And just give me a moment. Oh, that's interesting, Libra. Okay. So where we are right now is that we are very close to achieving our goals. Now, the kicker is that we don't feel that way. We can feel very far away from achieving our goals, or as if everything has gotten muddled and confuddled in our heads, and we don't know the way that we want to move forward. So what we need to realize is that the moon is telling us, especially at this point where we have, the new moon is in Gemini. We have Mercury retrograde going on from May 10th to June 3rd, the post-retrograde period being up until June 18th. And what we have here is a lot of doubt with our own words, or doublespeak, or a sense of, really kind of dedicating ourselves to something to get bored with it, to, doubt ourselves, to get overwhelmed. And we need to know that we are very close to achieving our goals, even though it feels like we're not. It feels like we're in the midst of all this chaos. And it's because Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And with a Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of things I found that come up in a Mercury retrograde, a lot of, kind of halts that we have to deal with, a lot of things that we have to deal with that we wouldn't be seeing otherwise. If everything was running smoothly, we wouldn't be looking at the things that Spirit is saying, tapping us on the shoulder and saying, hey, you know what? Pay attention to this. Hey, you know what? Maybe this isn't all figured out. Now, our challenge here is wisdom. Why? Because we feel so overwhelmed that we're not going to A, think that we are wise, or B, feel like we have time to really listen to wisdom, listen to deeper knowledge. And that's just not going to be the case. The fact of the matter is we're going to find wisdom in the smallest of things. And we're also going to find that there is time for us. So this is a sense of slow down. This is what I keep on hearing. Slow down, slow down. Also calm down, calm down. Center into yourself. You're wiser than you think you are. Stop being so hard on you. And that's what this moon very much wants you to be able to notice. And it's showing in its throat chakra. In the throat chakra here, Libra, Spirit is saying to us, notice your power. Notice your prosperity. Notice who it is that you are. Now it brings us to what we're focusing on. And what we're focusing on is nothing will come of this situation. I have my hopes, I have my dreams, I have my desires, and it won't work out. This is going to be another frustration. This is going to be another letdown. We're focusing very much in the negative. And we have to be very mindful with our thoughts, with the words that we're saying to ourselves, with the way that we're judging ourselves when we're doing something. Because what we're focusing on, what we're thinking about, is what will manifest. And I know people roll their eyes and say, oh, manifestation, it doesn't work. No, I think it's just a little bit different than what we think it is. You have to see it. You have to see it in your mind's eye, because if you can't see it, if it's always an abstract, then of course it will be something that's hard to achieve, because it's an abstraction. But if you step in your energy right now and you say, this is what I want, there's power to that. Now, in the link below is a book called The Law and the Promise. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's a quick listen. Listen to it. I don't know why I found it so life-changing, but I have. So here, when nothing will come of this situation, it's time to nip those negative thoughts in the bud. And it's time to start imagining, start seeing the life that we want. And then also to really recognize, are we saying, oh yeah, that's a nice life, but that's not for me. That's impossible. Of course, that person can do it. They can do X, Y, Z. I can't do it. I can't move forward the way that I want to. Because we're moving, and our past has been one of extremes. And I see that more emotionally. Emotional extremes, the pendulum moving back and forth and back and forth. And it's exhausting. It's overwhelming us. We can also really feel that in our body by temperature extremes. We can get really cold and we can get really hot and always feel kind of uncomfortable. So just be aware of that. It moves us now to our strength. Meditate and contemplate. Which in this time of what feels like chaos, to have our strength being meditation and contemplation seems very odd, but it's not. Because we're really good, Libra, at slowing down our minds, at centering ourselves, at contemplating what we want, and meditating in that energy. We just have to remember to do it. We just have to remember to balance us. And it moves us then to our near future, which is protection. We are more protected. We are more guided. We are more loved than we realized, than we realize. And so that protection is everything. That protection is beautiful. We have to remember it. I am protected. I am guarded. I am secure. I am safe. It moves us then to our suggested approach to not only this new moon, but to life from this new moon to the full moon, and maybe even from this new moon to the next new moon, depending on what feels right for us energetically. It moves us now to show the world the real you. Can we truly be ourselves? Can we truly say, this is who I am? This is what I love, desire, want, need, how I need to flourish and really embrace my life. And so here, with this energy, with our suggested approach, is saying, be who you are. Love what you love, embrace what you want. Let your creativity show, let your ingenuity show, let your desires show. I'm seeing for a lot of us Libras, we said, okay, I'm just hearing when I'm retired, So what that means, it can mean when I'm retired, but also when I have that free time. And Spirit is saying here, why cannot you feed your soul now? Why cannot you embrace what truly gives you joy and bliss and what truly inspires you now? And it moves us to what we need to know. We need to know that this new moon brings with it a will, a promise, a determination, a focus. But it's asking us also the simple question, will you? Will you show the world who you truly are? Will you be that person that you want to be? Will you take the quiet of the moon and let yourself meditate on what you want? Set down your intentions. Instead of this time being a spotlight, this time is a spotlight inside ourselves. So it doesn't open up the world to us the way that we might want it to. It opens us to ourselves in a way that we might find overwhelming and maybe even scary. And it moves us then to our hopes and our fears. That prosperity lies ahead. We hope it does. We can fear that it doesn't, but we can also fear that it does. What if I'm successful? What does that mean? What do I have to do? What are the responsibilities that will be placed on my shoulders? What if it's a fluke? What if it doesn't happen again? What if I can't recreate it? All this chaos, all this anxiety comes up, and it's like a waterfall once it starts. And Spirit is saying here, but what if you can? What if you can be prosperous? What if you can recreate it? What if you can live in it? What if this was who you were meant to be? A prosperous, abundant person. Acknowledge the chaos. Acknowledge the fear. And then say, I see you. But I'm not owned by you. I am imagining, I am seeing myself walk forward in prosperity. And that is everything. It moves us then to our potential future, which is resistance. Our future, our potential, is to resist being crushed by the world's expectations, being crushed by our own expectations or somebody that we love, being crushed by doubt, being crushed by fear, being crushed by negativity. And we're saying, no, I resist that. And I stand in me. I embrace me. I see me. And we flourish. We flourish even though there's an energy here that wants us to stop. It moves us then to our tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay, this one right here. We'll just keep it turned over. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, I'm liking this. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Wow. Okay. So it's really interesting. Remember, okay, so this is our past, our present, and our future. So in this reading, our past is everything up to the 30th of May. And we have been a student. We've been looking, we've been learning, we've been taking things in, we've been taking on new challenges. We've really been opening the door to us. And in our present right now, we are the King of Swords. Now, remember, we are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. So we are the page, and the page then goes to be the knight, but is now the king. And the king is the highest within the court cards of the swords, of, any of the court cards. The king is the highest. And so here for that energy to come forward, not only are we embracing more quote unquote masculine energy, the masculine divine part of ourselves instead of the feminine divine part of ourselves. We're also finding our voice and embracing the power of that voice. What I say, what I mean, what I want, what I'm focused on, what I desire. We start to open up our eyes. And what's really interesting here is, I don't know if that's a crow or a raven, but crows, I believe it is crows. No, it's ravens, are astoundingly smart. Or is it crows? One of the two, okay? And I can't Google right now to see it, so you should yourself. But they're astoundingly smart. They mate for life. They pick up the vocal patterns of other birds. They play games. They're brilliant. They're just absolutely brilliant. And so here we're taking on that energy. We're taking on that energy of brilliance of voice and freedom of movement, and a deeper insight, reasoning, understanding is starting to open to us. And there's a real sense of, I am leading. We are also going to be hyper serious about certain things that are very important to us. Some people won't understand our seriousness or won't be able to match that seriousness. We have to be okay with that. They're on their journey. We are on ours. So it moves us then to our future self, which is temperance, which is Sagittarius energy, but it's also balance, right? Temperance is balance. Libra, we are represented by the scales, in the zodiac. We are also balance. And the Four of Inspiration, the Four of Wands, celebration, connection, dancing, movement of body, intention of soul, brilliance, moving us forward. Temperance comes forward and says to us, are we balanced? And that is a very important question, Libra, for us to ask ourselves. Even if we woke up every day and just asked ourselves that question, am I balanced? And then connecting with that answer. No, I'm achy today, or, I don't want to get out of bed. How can I find that balance? How can I imagine myself, envision myself being balanced within my body right now? And just taking that little bit of time, even if we fall back asleep, taking that little bit of time, pressing the snooze button, taking that time to imagine how we are in balance and us being in balance within our own bodies so that we can celebrate. We can celebrate ourselves. We can celebrate our progression forward within our careers, within our homes, within our crafts, within what truly gives us joy. And all of a sudden, we are going to start to see our world elevating in a way that is really quite shocking. It moves us then to our subconscious energy. And we start with our subconscious Luna energy. And it begins with power. You are good enough. Knowing that we are good enough brings us power. And it's not in a patronizing way. It's not in a way that says, oh, you're good enough, pat on the head, good enough type of thing. It is in the sense of right here, right now. You are the person that you are meant to be. And you are enough just because of that. There is power in us. And there is power in that realization. This moon brings it forward. And we will see it really start to manifest and move forward by the full moon. Because this time is about us saying, I am enough. I am stepping in my power. I am extraordinary. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Two of Cups. We're going to find somebody that we connect with. There's somebody during this time that either we become closer to or we're connecting with them. We can meet them out of the blue and be like, wow, this is really great. They help balance us. I don't see this person sticking around. So just be aware of that. And it can be that they have a job where, they travel a lot and we can really feel that loneliness. So just be aware. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra energy, which is clarity. This is the third eye chakra. A lot of things are opening up to us. We're seeing a lot of things much more clearly than we have before. That clarity comes forward. That clarity, brings us insight and ideas. And all of a sudden we're seeing the world and we're seeing ourselves very differently. It brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which begins with the past of the Ten of Swords. There has been a rebirth, a death and a rebirth in the past. A changing of ourselves, a looking at a lot of the words that had scarred us and hurt us, a lot of the events that had scarred us and hurt us. And now we're rising from them. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the sense of, okay, I have to go through and see what has hurt me, what has held me back. And as I see it, as I understand it, I start to see and understand myself. Now I'm rising. And everything that they thought would bury me becomes my greatest ally as I move forward. It brings us then to our subconscious present energy, and it's the Fool. It's I want that adventure. I want that leap of faith. I want to move forward. We're apprehensive because we don't ever want to be seen as a fool, but Spirit is saying it happens. People don't understand the path that we need to walk. People will look at their path and think, well, why don't you do it? Or why don't you do it just like this? There needs to be freedom of movement. We can be terribly afraid of what everybody else thinks of us and live so much in others' opinions that we don't have an opinion of ourselves. This is a time to be free. And this is a time, especially subconsciously, to let yourself really open up. That's why letting yourself open to your dreams is the first way of moving this energy forward. And it brings us then to our subconscious future energy. And it's the Two of Pentacles. We're in exploration, exuberance, just an exploratory energy of being here. We're exuberant, we're celebrating, her head is thrown back, and it really looks like she's having a fun time with the roses that she's carrying, with her coins. Now here, there is a need to balance ourselves. We can only stand so long on one foot before the other has to come back to earth, before the celebration is over. And we now need to know, okay, how am I going to balance this? How am I going to move this forward? There's something that we're getting. And when we get it, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got this. I can't believe this happened. But now that it happened, now the hard work comes in. Now I have to make it last. And that's what Spirit is really saying here. It's the time to ground ourselves, focus, and make what we have achieved last. Because it's beautiful. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and harmony. And may blessings always be with you. Now, before the singing bowl sings, I want to let you know that I am doing a giveaway of a reading. You have to write in the description box, not in the description box, in the comment box, I am blessed and I am prosperous. And I'm doing this because my birthday is June 3rd, the end of Mercury retrograde, and I just thought this was a perfect time. Plus, I love the moon, so why don't we do a giveaway? So write, I am blessed and I am prosperous. Think it every morning when you wake up. Let the words tumble in your head as you go throughout your day. And we'll see who wins. Okay. So once again, I hope you guys just have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful new moon. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, prosperity, and brilliance of ourselves, of what we desire, and of the energy of this moon. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra, and may you have a blessed moon.